Okay.
We're bringing on this guy. He's very controversial. A lot of people like him. A lot of people don't. We're pretty impartial here on the Low podcast. We didn't vote for him, but we're willing to have a conversation with him. And we're bringing on the President of the United States, Mr.
Oh,
Donald
wow.
J. Trump.
Oh,
Derek,
Mr. Trump.
Jason, it's good to speak with you, Derek and Jason. I'm a big fan of the show. You know, you're doing levels, and we're doing water levels, and those are the best
Yes.
Mario levels. Those are the best Mario levels, right? When you're doing water and you're underwater, and there's the squid there.
The music. Remember the music from the underwater levels?
I love the music. Don't we love the music, folks? We love the music when you are underwater and you're Mario, and suddenly it's a different game. You're not doing Mario anymore. You're doing swimming. So we love we love all of your levels.
Thank
we
you,
love all of
President
your
Trump.
levels.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And remember when
now-
you go to the castle and you got the lava and you're doing lava with all the skeletons? Isn't it a beautiful
Yes.
country? We love
It's a
Donut
beautiful
Land.
country.
Don't we love
So,
our Donut Land?
Mr. President, if I could just get you on some sort of track here.
Yes, very
Have you
serious.
seen the Metacritic scores and reviews for Final Fantasy VII Remake? I know that you're a big Final Fantasy VII original fan. I just want to know what you think of the Mako and the
very
materia.
concerned. We're very concerned about the Metacritic scores. You know, I get some of the best Metacritic scores that you've ever seen. I've got a lot of Metacritics, though. I've got a lot of people who don't like me. They don't like me very much. Maybe I'm right. You know what I mean? Maybe
I know what you
maybe they
mean.
don't like me, but I've got a lot of people who like me a lot. Okay, so what you're having with Final Fantasy VII Remake with the Metacritic score, you're seeing that people love Final Fantasy VII. They love the original one, but there were a lot of mistakes. Okay, lots of mistakes, and they had a lot to fix. Okay. Everybody looks like a little Lego guy. Why don't they make them look like a real person, okay? You need to make them look like a real person. We don't like when everyone looks like they were made out of, the little, when you get a
Little
fried
blocks of
rice and you
Roblox.
got
I mean,
the
it's
carrots
dumb.
in a
It's
fried
stupid.
rice, and everyone
Yes.
looks like they're made
Right.
of the carrots in the fried rice,
Now, Mr. President, you'd strike me as your favorite character would be Red 13. Is that true because of the color red? You love the color red?
We're watching Red 13 very closely. We're watching Red 13 very closely. He lied about his name, by the way. Did you know this?
Yes,
They
I did
said
know this. Yes.
we got a copy of the birth certificate, and Red 13's real name is Nanaki, okay?
Yes, but his
real name
mother
is
is a
Tanuki.
human. So does that sway
Yeah, his
anything?
mother's human, and then his uncle or whatever, Bugenhagen, is this guy who floats around on a little hover. Okay, his uncle is doing a little hover in his planetarium. And when you go to the planetarium there, it's really small, and then when they go to
It
the
is
shot where he shows it off, it's really big, and so we're looking at this very closely.
So when the famous scene happened with Aerith, did you shed a tear? Or was it very emotional
Aerith.
for you, or did you not like her
Aerith.
character leading up to that point?
God, Eris, what a beautiful woman. What a beautiful woman Eris is. She said that she wanted to go to a place with some nice furniture. I said, I'll show you where they've got some nice furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, okay? I moved on her like a bitch, all right? I did try and fuck her, I did. But I don't know what it is. When you're a star, you can do anything, you know what I mean? You can grab them by the large staff that's filled
course.
with materia. You can do anything when you're a star. And she said that she grows flowers in the slums. I said, I don't believe you that you found some nice flowers. And she took me to her little church. And I saw where she's got the flowers. They said Sephiroth was a bad guy for stabbing her. And I thought he did a beautiful job stabbing her. She's very dangerous. Very dangerous as an ancient, okay? That's called being an ancient. And I understand being an ancient, frankly, much better than some of these Cetra do, I'll tell you. I honestly understand what these ancients did. They were very bad. They called meteor, and they brought a meteor, and these are very dangerous people, the Cetra. So Sephiroth was doing a very good job when he got rid of this awful woman. She's a beautiful woman, but, very nasty. We don't like her. So we had to get rid of her. And isn't it better when you have Tifa, when you go on the date with Tifa? She's
Yes,
better.
it is. It's
Huge
so much better
cans,
with Tifa. Yes.
Huge cans, and she's walking around from Golden Saucer.
Huge
Very
cans.
sexy. Very sexy.
So I think it's about time we get justice and we persecute Kate Sith for being a traitor.
Kate Sith, they say he's a bad guy, but we had a beautiful conversation the other day. I I've been very good friends with Shinra, and we're talking with Mr. Shinra to facilitate getting some masks and getting some things figured out for coronavirus because we're very serious about corona. And the President Shinra said that he would be able to help us out, and so we've been having some very good conversations with him. Now, I understand being in Midgar better than a lot of the people in the Sector 7 slums do. I mean, we can't have a quarantine for forever or we will destroy Wall Market. We need to be supporting Wall Market right now, you know what I mean? We can't just
Yes.
drive our economy off a 3-month cliff. And what
Yes.
is that going to do to Wall Market? We're going to be spooking Wall Market. So we're talking with Don Corneo very closely, and we're looking at
Talking
Wall
Don
Market very
Corneo.
close. We feel very strongly about Don Corneo. Some people say that he likes his women on the young side, and sometimes he likes his women on the man side. If you know,
Mr. President, before we
I
get on
don't
with
really
Don
go
Corneo,
for
but
that.
how is it possible that Don Corneo survived that huge fall?
He's a very
It,
fat man, and when you're fat, that's a signifier that you have a lot of wealth. So he was prepared. The ultra wealthy of this country will always be safe because of the money that protects them from calamity. And the bad things only happen to the poor people, and it's very sad. And I get very quiet, and
now, Mr.
adopt
President, I know
I
this is going to be
adopt this very
controversial, but
serious
we
tone
have
of
records of
voice.
your PlayStation save file, and we found that you had Don Corneo dance with Cloud Strife. And is it because you enjoyed the way Cloud looked as a lady, or is it just happened by chance?
I really don't like your tone of voice when you ask that question. I think it's very,
Look, I
very
can't. I have to ask the tough questions here, Mr. President.
It's very nasty. I think that's a terrible precedent that you're setting, talking to me that way. You're a terrible reporter. You're a very bad reporter for doing it, and I think it's very nasty that you brought that up. Who gave you that information, by the way? Was it Psycho Mantis? Did Psycho
Uh,
Mantis look on the memory card
Look,
and tell you
we
that
had
I've been playing
Cortana from Halo 3 investigate your PlayStation, and she
Cortana?
this is what she found.
Wow, Cortana. I think I had her back in 1999. I think I had Cortana. She's a very beautiful woman.
Now,
She's
Mr.
blue.
President,
She has blue and black stripes all over her body. All over.
Mr.
All
President,
over.
is it true? Is it true that you are
Spit it
bringing
out,
back
Derek.
Griffball,
Bringing back Blitzball.
Griffball from Halo 3 multiplayer? That you want that on ESPN tomorrow?
Well, we might do it. We're talking with the commissioner of that. We're talking with Master Chief, and we're looking at it. We're thinking about the Spider program. It was a beautiful program, and frankly, we should bring it back. But you don't want to have too many grunts on the field. The grunts they
Yes.
have a
The
terrible
Covenant grunts.
AI. They have a terrible AI, and they
Yep.
go running and they make little noises, and they're basically little kids, and you feel bad for shooting them with your little laser sword because they're basically little kids, and we'd much rather fight elite. Okay,
Of course.
Of course.
very good at fighting elite.
No, Mr. President, we also know that you are a big fan of Hideo Kojima's work, and especially your favorite game of all time that we've just pulled from your Wikipedia page, Death Stranding. And we know
Yes,
that
it's
are you
very
so we
serious.
just want to know get your opinions on the game now that's been out. No one's asked you about your opinion on it. I just think people don't actually recognize that you're a true gamer.
Hey, look, I love Death Stranding. Don't we love Death Stranding? We love Kojima. We love Kojima. Mr. Kojima's a really good guy. He likes movie. He likes to watch a movie, and he
He
likes
does
to
like
tweet a
movies.
picture of. He likes to. His whole Twitter is just, oh, I saw this cool. I saw this cool wallet. Let me tweet this picture of a cool wallet. Oh, this car. The doors go like this instead of the regular way, and he tweets the picture. So Kojima, we like Kojima very much. I like Death Stranding. I actually gave him the idea for Death Stranding. I looked at Kojima. We were at E3 a few years ago, and I
You were
said,
at E3.
Mr. Kojima, I said, Mr. Kojima, what if you had a game where you had a baby and you rock the baby back and forth and the baby stops crying and then you look around and Leia Seydoux there and she's got a skin tight wetsuit on like she's been surfing all day on the French coast And you have rain, and the rain is very bad. It is not good rain, okay? The rain, very bad, not good. And then you're throwing your pee-pee at a ghost. Wouldn't that be a beautiful game if we did pee-pee with a ghost and you held a
Wow.
baby?
I mean,
And
you should
Kojima
receive some
said,
credits on that.
let me see what I could do. He said, I'll see. And he didn't give me any credit. He's a very bad man. Don't we love Kojima? He's a really beautiful person, but very bad
Beautiful
guy. I don't
person.
know how we feel about him. They say that I know him, but I go, I don't know this guy. I've never met him before in my life.
I
But
mean, Mr. President, you
we
just basically said there's a story where you gave him the idea for Death Stranding.
we feel very strongly about Mr. Kojima. I hate this guy. He's a terrible person, but we feel very strongly about him. He's
Of
a
course,
lovely,
mixed
lovely guy.
emotions.
We really like him. We really like him a lot. He's a beautiful American, and he's a great American. But we
Now,
feel
Mr.
very
President,
strongly about Mr.
uh,
Kojima.
so did you finish the game? Did you see the true ending where it's it's Mario and Princess Peach at the end, and it's Princess Peach, and they're running on the
You know,
beach.
I got the ending where you're on top of the castle and Yoshi's there and he just talks to you. You don't even get to do anything cool with Yoshi. I thought that was weird, and I thought that you unlock the hat that gives you flight way too soon in Super Mario 64. And I said this to Mr. Kojima. I said, when you were making Super Mario 64, all I have to do to fly is look up at the sun. I think that's a very terrible decision. You should save this for the final level. We shouldn't be flying so quickly. I think it's a very, very stupid decision. And we think Kojima's a very bad person for doing it. You shouldn't be able to fly so quickly after meeting all the pink bombs.
Now, Mr. President, we just got word. I'm sorry, on Twitter, Miyamoto, the creator of Nintendo, has tweeted to you saying that your speedrun levels of Mario 3 are false. That you didn't complete it in 12 hours, you completed it in 24.
I met Iron Chef Morimoto the last time I was hosting Iron Chef, and he always has to do Japanese cuisine. If you put that guy against Bobby Flay and they were doing Mexican, Iron Chef Morimoto would not be able to keep up. I'm not sure that he would know a pasilla pepper from an ancho chili. So we don't really like Mr. Morimoto very much, and the fact that he has to say this very terrible comment about my Super Mario 3. Listen, I'm doing Tanuki suit and I've got the little tail and I'm flying around doing a very good job at Super Mario 3. You know what? Very ahead of its time. It's sort of the prototypical Super Famicom game for NES. It was Super Mario
Yes.
3 and Kirby's Adventure, very ahead of their
Of
time,
course.
using that limited color palette to do some really stunning stuff. But I just want to say that Iron Chef Morimoto is saying some very terrible things when he's insulting my prowess at
Yes.
Super Mario 3. And you can go to my Twitch and see that I am the very best
I
at
am on your
doing the
Twitch
speed
now, and
run.
I'm looking at it, and it does, and I see the game clock. I can't see any errors with it, so I think Mr. Iron Chef Morimoto has messed up, and I think we'll reach out to him.
It's some very terrible things that he's saying. It's very terrible. Look, we have to do something about these bullet bills, okay? We've got terrible bullet bills entering this country. The Democrats want open borders. They want every bullet bill to be able to fly everywhere, even the little ones that don't have a face and the really, really big ones that have the big face. So
Right.
we have to do something about them. We need to hop on all of them and get them out of this country immediately.
Now, Mr. President, we're also we've heard rumors that you're looking to adopt a raccoon dog or a tanuki from from Japan, and we see that you've requested the tanuki with the biggest balls, and I know that you're a fan of Japanese history, and I'm just wondering, is this because of the great luck that tanuki balls bring humans?
I love Japanese history. I love Japanese history. They did a Shinto for a long time, and then China came over and they said, "Do Buddha. You got to do Buddha."
Do Buddha.
So the whole country had to do a Buddha, and so they
Right,
don't
right.
really do a Shinto. So what you have is tanukis. Now these are little foxes that are basically raccoons that are also dogs. Okay, so. You need to make up your mind what kind of animal you are. Are you a chubby little bear, or are you a dog, or what the hell is it? But with the Tanuki, every time I've gotten close to one, he turns back into stone. Can you believe that? I got really close to the Tanuki. And this little boy, he raises up one hand, And he turns back into a stone again, and this is a very concerning object because I want to have big Tanuki balls. Of course, anybody does, and my Tanuki's balls are very huge, very, very huge. I've never had a complaint, frankly, about the size of my Tanuki's balls. But it is very concerning that they have to be stone, that they don't want to let me pet them. They're very beautiful animals. I just want to rub the fur. But we have a stone, and it's on our porch, and it's very concerning.
Yeah, we can see it on the White House lawn. And Mr. President, I know we've taken up enough of your time. Just want to thank you so much for coming on, and we hope that you do something about this coronavirus. You've been slacking a little bit, so we just want you to step up your game a little bit.
Well, you know what? I'm doing an incredible job on it. They said that it was only going to be one death, and we're looking at upwards of 200,000 deaths. So that's more deaths than anyone's ever done before. Very big number, very impressive. Nobody's been seeing these kinds of numbers before. The amount of fatalities that are going to happen because of how little I wanted to spook the economy. Wouldn't it be great if we totally ignored a disease because we were afraid of spooking the economy? Now we're not even going to have a global economy. Not even going to have an economy in America, and maybe not the entire world. Wouldn't that be great if
That'd be
one guy,
fantastic.
because he would pretend that nothing was happening, would completely destroy the ability for money to be money? Wouldn't that be wonderful if money was just a paper that you wipe your ass with?
That'd be amazing.
Mr.
That's
President,
really,
we also,
really incredible.
before we go, we saw that you talked to Joe Biden recently, and he just called
Sleepy
you to
Joe.
offer some advice. And we heard that he fell asleep on the call, and you stuck with him on the call, singing him a lullaby.
Yes, I did. You know what? Joe really likes Rascal Flatts. Can you believe that?
No, I can totally believe that.
Puts him right to sleep. I sang him, God bless a broken road that'll lead me straight to you. I sang that song for him, and Joe fell right to sleep. He's a little
Oh,
baby. They should call him Joe Baby, frankly, because he's
Sleepy Joe
very,
Baby.
very sleepy. And he likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so I sent him some Nutter Butters and I sent him some Uncrustables. I got them out of my cooler. Under the desk of the Oval Office, I have about 69 Uncrustables just ready to go. It's about all I
wow.
eat. And I
I mean,
shared
it's
some
only
of them
safe for
with
to eat
Joe.
nowadays.
Yes. Well, if you freeze them, you can mail them in the U.S. mail, and it will thaw perfectly by the time it gets to your house.
Wow.
So I sent them to Joe, and he had a couple of them, and he is out like a light. It's the same way that I sleep every night, and very good. I always sleep. Every
Well, Mr.
night, I
President,
always
thank you
sleep.
so much for coming on the call with us. We hope to have you back soon on the Level Podcast. Just if you want to say anything to the American people one last time, anything about Final Fantasy VII or Halo 3, anything you want to get out before, just any video game thoughts you've been bundled up inside of you for the last month and a half, just let it all out.
You know what? I want to be very firm with Tom Nook right now if I can. Mr. Tom, you're doing a very bad job. You should be in a real building and not in a little tent. I know that you're promising that you're going to build the building, but where is it? We haven't seen it yet. We just see the tent. So, Mr. Nook, I know that you've got your little sons, and he's probably got his fingers up those little sons right now.
Whoa,
And I
whoa,
know that
Mr. President, those are some dangerous accusations.
I think that you're doing a terrible shop. You only offer about 4 things per day, and you don't give the Able sisters enough room to set up their store. It's very, very sad what you're doing. You should grow more biodiversity on your island, okay? It shouldn't just be apples. You
Yes.
should bring in some
Yes.
more things, pears and cherries. And wouldn't it be great if we had a cheeseburger tree in Animal Crossing? So we're
Yeah.
being
That'd be
very firm.
amazing.
We're being very firm with Isabel to get a cheeseburger tree on our island very soon. So, America, vote Trump in 2020. Next year, 2020, vote for Donald J. Trump. And I promise that we're going to have a beautiful country. Even more beautiful than right now, where everybody's dying of a disease that could have been prevented.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think those kind words will give the people of the United States a nice little warm hug tonight.
What if instead of results, we just had the emotional satisfaction of being racist for a couple of years, and then the entire global
Mr.
framework
President.
was demolished? Wouldn't that be wonderful if we just
That'd
got
be
mad at
something.
Mexicans for 2 years and then nothing happened? Literally, the world became nothing.
All right, Mr. President, we got to go. I know you should be a bit more busy than you are actually right now, spending time talking to us, but we appreciate it.
I have a call with Abe. I got to talk to Abe.
Okay, the Prime Minister. Okay, so see you later, Mr.
PM
President.
Abe.
Abe bye to you.
You know, it's AM over there, but they call him the PM Abe, so I don't get it very much, you know. I hope that you have a wonderful day.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
Bye-bye.